What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Season's wrapped up. We're sitting here doing a little Q&A with my uncle, going back through the highs and lows of the year, and tell some funny stories too.
We got some good ones lined up, and maybe a few laughs. So let's get into it.
Let's start it off easy with a couple fun ones.
Who eats the most snacks? Me.
Definitely you.
As you can see, I got my little lunch bag there between my legs. Usually when we're boating around, I
think that's only half of it too, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I wish we had more room in the boat. I'd bring a whole full cooler. And I don't think it was on this when we were moving, but we were moving again. That's why I don't have my hat on today, because I lost my hat because I was trying to get a snack and I put the hat on my knee and I lost my hat.
Which, who knows why he put it on his knee? I mean, it would probably been better off just leaving it on your head at that point.
Yeah, but I do want to go back to that. I want to get one of those snack boxes, though, those tackle boxes.
Yeah.
I think we could get that in the boat.
You could do something like that. Or,
something may have to go.
You know, if you want to get your son to build something in between the console and that rod box, we can make a cooler right there, a permanent deal.
I think if I didn't have so much camera equipment with us, but we'll
nothing ever. You don't put your camera equipment up there.
That's true.
I mean, you might have to make an extra couple steps to get to it. I think that's some of your issue. But
the sad thing is, I should be able to go 3 hours without food. But
you know, this was our classic, so it was 8 hours.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I even ate something during that. So
yeah,
it was more shoving in my mouth, still making a cast. But
right. All right.
Biggest boat ramp fail, or the funniest moment of the season? Definitely Long Lake. Forgot the strap on the back of the boat. Mark backed me in. Boat kind of kicked off sideways. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was rough.
Yeah, because you always I'll back the boat in, and you know how you do that little just stop short.
Yep, and kind of just pushed me off so I can float and try and get my motor started.
But I was already turned back looking, and I saw your boat and I'm like, what just happened? And there was no way of pulling it out. It was cold water.
It was cold. It was our coldest tournament of the year, which I was all bundled up in a sweatshirt, having to take off my sweatshirt, leaning over the back of the boat. I thought I was going to have to put my head in the water to get to it.
And I think, too, it's just that you're sitting there, everybody's watching, and all the guys were out in the boats were waiting for
us. We're
the
last one always because we're running the tournament, so I make sure everybody's in the water first before I get in the water. And
right.
Everybody's sitting there waiting on us to take off, and
can't figure out why we're not
here
out
we
there.
are monkeying around with that. But also a funny story coming from morning of the Classic. Here I am, 6 o'clock in the morning. My wife and I and kids were camping up there and had the boat plugged in, of course. Didn't think about unplugging the boat before I took off in the morning, and the extension cord ripped down the tent right down to my wife and daughter and son. Son slept through it.
That's good.
I don't know how he did that, but
I've heard people not ever tenting again because
yeah,
claustrophobic. So
that was pretty funny. At least to look back on it now, I didn't get in too much trouble about that one, so that's always good.
Yeah. All right, next question we have is, who's more competitive, me or you?
Definitely me when it comes to fishing. That is my sport. Growing up, wasn't super good at soccer, baseball, all that, but I always had a key to catching fish. It doesn't matter what species we're going for. We can be in the ocean, we can be at some little pond. I want to catch the most fish, and I want to catch the biggest. That's how it's always been. But when it comes to other sports, I'd say we're probably about the same. out there to have fun and
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Yeah, and I've never been really competitive with any sports. I mean, I played sports, but softball especially, all that. But I'm not in fishing. I'm more for the camaraderie. I like being with just other guys and or whatever, and just fishing and talking and having fun. Like when we're on the boat, if we catch fish, we catch fish. You know, we get excited. I mean, especially with you in the boat, it makes it fun. So yeah, I would say that definitely that I'm not real competitive in that. I just like hanging out. And
he says he's not competitive, but when I'm catching the keepers, you start seeing the little competitiveness coming out in it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I just want to catch a fish.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, all right, what's next?
Enough of the funny stuff. Let's get into some of the real highlights this season.
All right. Yeah, what is your highlight?
My highlight's definitely catching the 5-pounder on Corey Lake, skipping under that dock. And
let's take a look at this. I took the video too, and I slowed it down. I want to kind of watch the skip.
Yeah.
I zoom in here, and you can watch the skips. I actually slowed it down enough that you can actually watch it. I mark it here, how many skips it takes. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 or 5 right up under
5, and then who knows how many up under there, actually. Cause
right.
It's probably the best skip of my life right here.
Yeah, because that height.
Yeah, it was 2 inches at the most.
Yeah.
I don't know how it went under there.
And that dude was dark. We were in some back channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
The only reason I really came up with the idea to go in there, well, we hadn't had our limit yet.
Right.
And it's a 10-inch size limit lake, so we should have had our limit the first hour on this lake. But wind was pounding really hard. I was frustrated and pretty much beat by the lake.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go in here. I haven't been in here for like 15 years. Coming into that channel, though, there was that other boat coming out. I looked at him. I go, man.
He's fished it.
He's fished it. But then I started looking around, and I could tell he was throwing a frog because you see all that green moss.
Yep.
And there was only like one trail going across.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every 10, 15 yards, there was only one little. I'm like, he didn't fish this hard.
Right.
We pulled up to that one spot, flipped up next to this boathouse, boom, caught one.
Right.
I was like, okay, that I think filled our limit.
Yep.
Or no, that gave us 4.
Right.
Because the big one filled our limit.
Yep.
But we caught probably 4 or 5 keepers in that area itself.
Yep.
And then I never expected that big one.
No. No.
Never expected that to come out of there.
There's the plaque to prove it. That was the big. That was the biggest bass of the season. Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. What was the toughest tournament or day on the water?
Say that the first Austin Lake tournament. I was so fired up to fish this lake, and
I had a lot of B-roll here. I was just running the cameras, and so I decided to bring them back up here. But yeah.
Battery issue after battery issue that day.
Yeah.
45 minutes, hour?
At least 45 minutes, if
on
not
a 3-hour
more.
tournament. That is so huge.
I mean,
so huge.
Mentally, it got me out of my game.
Right.
Because that was right off the bat. I mean, this is the
That was
first
our
15 minutes.
Yeah, because
we had a dead trolling motor.
Yep.
So we ended up, I'm like, okay, we'll take it and we'll hook up to the cranking battery.
Right.
So with the cranking battery, the motor should be charging itself every time we run.
Right.
Well, that wasn't happening.
No. Nope.
We fished for probably half hour.
Yeah.
Trolling motor started going dead again.
Yep.
I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, the wind's pounding onto the shore. We went to fire up so I can move out. We can work on the batteries again and that type of thing. Big motor wouldn't start.
Mm-hmm.
We killed that battery.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Well, we jumped it. We got out. We ended up, I think, just hooking one battery up to the trolling motor and fishing and be able
Yeah.
to fish the rest of the time.
Mhm.
But that's some of the. We say that was a bad tournament,
Right.
but looking back at it though, too, we did what we needed to do to keep fishing.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know, we made it work. We ended up catching a limit that day.
I think one of our YouTube videos is no motor, no trolling.
Yeah.
Nope. So,
So-
that's what you got to do.
You know, we make it work. It's
Yeah.
I mean, you talk to the pros and they have those days on the water
Sure.
where yeah, luckily they can call somebody, "Hey, I need a whole new boat." I don't have
Yeah,
that
right.
opportunity to do that, but
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Did anything surprise you about this compared to last year?
the dock bite
Yeah.
was very missed this year.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Normally, I can fish a row of docks and you put 2 or 3 keepers in the boat in the first 15, 20 minutes of the
Mhm.
tournament, kind of sets your game plan for the night. Or like at Klinger Lake, a lot of times I run 5 docks or so.
Right.
I can catch 3, 4 keepers on it, move out deep,
Mm-hmm.
boom, you know. But some of these lakes this year, we fished docks for an hour and it was a waste of an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So, okay.
But so those were some of the big moments. What about the strategies that worked or didn't work? Some of the
We can talk
Yeah.
about the baits.
yeah, and
Um,
do that.
so, what bait or technique was the MVP of the season? You think? What bait was that?
Definitely the jig here. Pepper's jig, 3/8 ounce with
Mhm.
a Rage Craw trailer.
Yeah.
I use not the trailer itself, just the straight Rage Craw, and take 2 of the sections off the top.
Mm-hmm.
When I put it on there, I like that little bigger profile that
Right.
it gives you versus what the craw itself does. Is a little short for me,
Yeah.
but that
So,
was
yeah, yeah.
definitely my MVP of the year.
Yeah, that was yours. I mean, overall in the boat though too, it was because you definitely outfished me a lot. So, and I think for me, my bait was more of the definitely
crankbait.
the sexy shad one. So,
Yeah,
but we'll get into those. But that was mine. So
yeah.
Yep. All right. Yeah, for me it was definitely the crankbait. What's one thing you tried that didn't work?
Fishing the glide bait for the first time this year, really,
Mm-hmm.
for a full season.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that didn't work out for me. I never ended up having a bite on it. Had some big follows. I think it's more of a confidence thing where, like you throwing a jig,
Right.
you didn't have the confidence to catch them on a jig.
Sure.
Where your crankbait, you have
Right.
the confidence that you can catch them. And throwing a frog. Some of these lakes, I was super surprised that we didn't get bite on a frog. And we,
Yeah.
throw it for an hour at a time and never have any blow-ups on it.
Especially when I got close to the evening.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it was
So,
really surprising there.
What adjustments or weather, water level, time of day made the biggest difference?
I'd say the biggest thing that we learned as the season went on is to not spend so much time on the docks. We fished at the beginning of the season. I'd spent probably an hour, hour and a half on a dock or a row of docks and just nothing.
Yeah.
Which you
Because
can see by this video is just
And this is a dock lake right here. This is clear.
yeah.
Lake. Yeah.
It's one of those lakes that I normally tear them up on docks, and I don't think we had a bite under these docks. We probably fished 30 to 40 of them that night and never had a sniff at it.
Right.
Where we learned later in the year, I'd fish a row of 5 to 10 docks
Mm-hmm.
and then move out deep or, offshore type of thing.
Right.
Where, like at Klinger, I looked at Mark, I'm like, we're running this row of 5 docks at the beginning of the tournament. That way it's out of my head.
Yeah.
Because if I started the opposite way, I'm always thinking, oh, I need to go fish those,
Right.
Where we could hit those 5 docks. And we caught some off of those docks, but we made that adjustment that I wasn't sticking 2 docks
Right.
the whole time. We
Right.
went out deep and you put on a show with that crankbait.
Yeah. Yep. I think when you dock fish though too, I put this video up here because I had your chest cam on of bird's nest. But I don't know how many times, it had to be at least 2 or 3 times that you would be doing a bird's nest here, not paying attention, or you're paying attention, but all of a sudden you'd get it fixed.
Yeah,
And then we would,
that line would be running.
there would be a bass on there.
Yeah.
It was so funny. It's like it was almost a joke to like, let me get a bird's nest
Yeah,
officially, and then
right.
I can get a fish. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would. So when you were dock fishing, I would be throwing out the opposite side of the
Yes.
towards the weed line with the Senko. So
Yep.
that worked out sometimes pretty good. So, but,
that first tournament at Clear Lake, I was fishing all those docks, and you were throwing that Cinco off to the side of the boat. You
Yeah.
put
right.
4 keepers in the boat that
Yep.
night, and
Yep.
I caught 1,
Yeah.
and that wasn't even under a dock.
Yeah. Fishing is one thing, but another question, I guess. Fishing is one thing, but fishing together as a family adds a whole different layer. So what is it like
Yeah.
fishing together as family? Any funny arguments or uncle versus nephew rivalries or?
Say the only argument I think we have is over the Reese cups. Whoever eats the last one, or
Who gets
oh
the biggest?
yeah, I was supposed to make some jerky here, and I never saw that until the end of the year.
That's right.
Right.
No, there's a big age difference between us, and so we haven't seen each other in a long time.
Yeah.
We're only 45 minutes away from each other, so last year I got involved, and then we wanted to start fishing. You called me down to sub, and I kind of fell back in love with fishing again.
Yeah.
And then I do a live streaming. It's my other second company. To do live streaming, and so we try to Barry and I.
Right.
You had the idea. Let's go ahead and let's try to do. I've got the equipment. Let's put a YouTube channel together.
Right.
So,
Right.
anyways, I'm gonna bring this up too. I put this up. This is it's a good picture. This is my daughter and Barry. And how old do you think you were? 13.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the first year I fished competitively, and this group we were with called Bass and Buddies.
Right.
This guy would open up his house to us, and we would have little picnics, and he had like a little competition for the kids there. And
Right.
I asked your daughter if she wanted to come out, and we ended up winning that day.
Yeah.
Caught a little bass, but it was enough to win her a trophy and a fishing pole and
Oh.
tackle box, I think, or something like that. But that,
Yeah. And anytime you're in a boat for 3 hours with somebody, it brings people together, and you're always on the call with your wife sometime during the night.
right.
So with your kids too, so it brings us together. Charlie's actually roaming around here somewhere. No, I think it's pretty fun. I mean, we get to talk about life experiences, what's going on. So it's been fun.
And that's always been kind of why I wanted to start this YouTube channel too, was to teach people. And it goes back to when I was 13. I never thought of that until you brought that up. It's like I was teaching her then, and that's always been one thing that I feel I'm good at, is where I can break things down and tell people how to do things. Working at DNR Sports for 15 years helped me there too.
Right.
Where I can explain things to where it helps people learn, I guess, from things. So I thought I would put that knowledge out there on the internet here.
Yeah. Who's the lucky one
Oh, it's got to be me.
when it comes to catching fish?
It's got to be me when it's catching fish.
Dude, I fished with this chatterbait for 4 hours on Saturday. caught nothing. You pick it up,
First cast.
first cast.
Catch a
Get
3-pounder.
Okay, we're gonna go on. So
All right, looking back, let's talk about what's next for next year.
sure.
This season coming up.
So if you could only bring 3 baits next year, what would those? What's going to be your 3 baits you're grabbing next year?
My 3 baits. Can I make it 4?
Sure.
Okay. Jig.
Well, the drop shot's already given because that's just always on the pole ready. to
Well,
go.
I guess so. Jig never leaves my boat.
Right.
That right there.
That one. Okay.
Yup. Number 1. Say number 2 would be the hula grub with a football jig.
Okay.
3, chatterbait is definitely on my arsenal now.
Oh, so you added it into
I-
yours?
Yup. That's definitely on to
Okay.
mine.
All right.
I just caught him so well during the classic and
Yeah.
practicing for the classic.
Yep.
Got so much confidence in that bait. You can throw it deep, you can throw it shallow, you can throw it through wood, under docks. And then drop shot is another thing that is always on my dock or
Yeah.
on deck of my boat.
Right.
Just sight fishing, I can fish it out deep, see them on your graph,
Yeah.
drop down, you catch them that way.
Yeah.
But for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think I'm gonna be. I did so well with the. Get the jig out of the way. I did really well with the crankbait.
Yep.
Clinger, I tore him up out there, and I'm one to. It's hard on your arms and back, but cranking all the time, and these are the deep ones that I was getting into. So yeah, definitely crank.
Yep.
When you're on, so when you're on docks though, and all that, then I will probably definitely the Senko seems to work. So I'm definitely also too on this crank. I want to mention too. Check out our videos about the crank. We've recorded a couple
Yeah.
other things
The
about the cranks.
Yep.
One thing you want to do is you want to replace the hooks on these. And we have a video, so we'll put a link in the bottom down there
Yeah.
to look at that. Because if you look at the regular hooks on a regular one that you buy right from the store, right out of the box,
they
it
got
has-
that round bend.
Yeah, they got more of a round bend here, and with a get these other hooks.
Yep, the EWG Gamakatsu Mustad make.
Yep.
But it's got that where it's more of a
Yeah,
bend to it,
you
where
can see it right
it
there, yeah.
that locks on the fish.
Yeah.
Where a round one will just throw it out. But
Right,
yeah,
right.
like you were saying, we described that, break it down pretty good in that video.
Yeah, make sure you do that. So, and also too, I'm gonna, again, I'm gonna back to the Senko. I rig it wacky style. That's where I've been staying with that style. Again, fishing on a budget. We're gonna link to it. We have another video of how to rig up a Senko.
The wacky
Mhm.
Senko on a budget.
Right, on a
And-
budget using a zip tie. Got
I
a
use
nailer.
use the zip tie and nail, and that'll probably save you probably $5 to $10 by doing that.
Yeah, the worms last a lot longer. So those are the bait, but I'm going to add in mine too because I really like to crank a bait. So I think I'm going to also put in
chatterbait?
Yeah, I think we'll have that as
Yeah.
our arsenal next year
Yeah.
on that as well. So
This is what's nice with that chatterbait is it's a just cast it out, reel it in type thing.
yeah.
You don't have to do anything special.
Yeah.
That's what was pretty nice, especially you're covering water. That's something you can do too when I'm skipping docks. You can
Go
just
out the other
buzz.
way.
You can just buzz that around the entire boat.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. That can be super shallow. Or you can throw that over the tops of the weeds. You can.
Yeah. Especially if you got one that's trolling.
Yeah.
In the shallows. So.
Yeah.
Okay. What's one goal you each have for next season? We'll go with you first.
Definitely win an AOI. I just like plaques, and I like the to beat everybody. That's my competitiveness there. But big thing, especially after this year's breaking 100 pounds
Yeah.
for the year.
Yeah, we weren't even coming close. I
Yeah.
don't think until this last classic.
Yeah.
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 For me, I guess it's to catch something over 3 pounds. I contributed quite a bit.
No, yep,
but there was
for
two,
sure.
There was 2 nights that I got skunked. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, the last 2 tournaments.
Yeah. I missed a couple due to some health reasons, but anyways, yeah. I mean, I just want to do a personal best. A personal best. I want that big fish.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever got one in so far of that I've been fishing. So
Sure.
all right. What lake or tournament are you most excited for next year?
Definitely excited for the classic lakes. We go to different lakes than we fish all season long, and they're a lot bigger lakes that takes a little bit to break them down, and we get 8 hours of fishing.
Yeah.
Fishing for 8 hours, you can make a mistake. Like this last classic, we made some mistakes and changed it up and ended up third,
Yep.
and big bass.
Yeah.
But Klinger and Austin are also on my top list for
Yeah.
the local lakes around here.
I think for me it would be Pleasant. I grew up kind of on that lake with friends and stuff, and so we just never do well out there. And I'm like, man, I fished that when I was a kid all the time. I'd like to
Yeah.
really come back and get. I know there's some good sizes in there because there's plenty of bags that have been pulled out of there with some big bags. So I know
Yeah.
there's some big fish in that lake. You just gotta
Right.
find them, and so I think that too. And with the lakes, I think we learned how to fish together this year. What we can kind of
Yep.
do as a team, and so what our strengths are, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
probably not spend so much time in docks. And I guess it's making that decision to like, okay, we're not getting it, and there's no fish. We need to
Yes.
make that change now. We can't, especially on a 3-hour tournament. That's not
There-
a lot of time.
You don't have time for mistakes.
No, so if it's not biting, move on.
Yeah.
Or do we? Sometimes I think we get a little movement that we're on the fish, but then
That
we
was
move.
some of our mistake
Classic.
at the classic
Yeah, we
because
moved off.
we left fish
Yeah. But-
and we, luckily we caught that one in the last 15 minutes, or else we wanted to cash the paycheck.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Okay.
So
All right.
that was a fun way to look back at the season. Thanks for hanging out with us and hearing some of the stories.
And we're already looking forward to next year.
Definitely.
We got in Michigan. We got to wait
Too long.
too long. So it's gonna be a good one next year. This will be my second solid year with fishing on Barry's boat. So we're helping to get a lot more videos out this year. We just started videos. We came together, and again, we're going to be doing that. So we're hoping to get some more videos out, some more tips and tricks. Fishing on a budget, right? So
That's right.
when you have a small boat and you have a small budget, what you can do to fish. And then this winter we just got the studio set up. We're going to be doing some more of that. So maybe this winter we can do
Right.
some stuff here at the table and talk about some different things or some plans. And so we need you to stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and share it out there, and make sure we can get some more eyes on this. So
For sure. Let's show you some more videos, and if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We'll address those, and more than likely we can make a little video about it if it's about baits or tying what knots I use for tying on the hooks and that type of thing.
Right.
But yeah, if you guys like and subscribe and comment down below, we greatly appreciate it. We hope to see you on the water next year, and hopefully we can make it a little better year for you.
all right, thanks, man.
All right. Yeah, thank you.